Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Riester's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. It's good to see you.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
I'm doing well. You know, it's a little chilly. We're both wearing good. We all got coats
Everybody
on.
got
and,
sweaters on.
You know, it is like the end of April. I'm not sure when. You know.
No, next week it turns around now.
Oh man.
And then it'll be
moving
80 and full of humidity.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. So there was a robbery at the La Candela restaurant on Hempstead Turnpike. It happened Saturday night around 8:30. It was a little bit of a different story. The defendants were eating there. If you recall, there was a story about, I think there was a shooting there like a year ago, whatever.
Yeah, there was
Same
something.
place?
There was something behind in the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking
behind or
lot. Yeah,
something.
so, you know.
I wonder if it's the food.
I don't know. But the defendants were eating there, and then they concealed tableware and other things from the table. I'm not sure why.
Why, you can't keep your silverware when you eat out?
What are you gonna do with your salt shaker? I don't know. It was a little bit
Crazy.
unusual.
By the way, I'm sure it's a perfectly fine restaurant. I'm sure that's not sterling silver or anything that you're going to make anything off of.
That actually, you know, they've been around there for a long time. They're like a fixture on Hempstead Turnpike, so they got to be doing something right. I mean,
I'm sure
the food's got to be great there.
Well, every once in a while you get a crazy guy comes in, and that's what happens.
Yeah, and so I guess the employee said, oh, "What are you doing with the salt shaker?" And the guy, took out allegedly the butter knife or whatever it was, and they
Threatened
called
to stab a guy with a butter knife.
and we're making that one up.
By the way, if it really was the butter knife, I mean, like if you're the employee, you'd be like, yeah, and?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can kill somebody laughing, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
I know, it could be like a ninja. And there was an arrest, and charges included weapons, possession, menacing.
They threw the book at him.
Yeah, and they had the arraignment and whatever. So, you know, just another day in West Hempstead.
Hardly.
Here's a good story, you know, for a change. You know, we're always dealing with, you know, the crappy stories. Last week we were talking, if you recall, we were talking about bowling, and we were talking about bowling alleys.
Yeah, we closed one.
Yeah, and we did it by accident. I mean, unintentionally.
Sorry.
You know, we had mentioned that the Sandy Bowling in Malverne wasn't operating anymore.
Yeah, we couldn't get through to them.
But
they're around.
They're around, and they're thriving, and they're
Yay.
doing great. So correction on our part, and you know,
Go bowling.
Go bowling. You know, strike one, strike two, strike three. You know, the other thing is, I noticed when I was driving by that the theater had for the longest time like a sign like welcome, and I forgot the two names.
Thank you for the service, I thought, right? And then
I think I thought that they were welcoming new people, but now there's like no sign.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what that means, and you know,
It would be a shame to lose that theater.
We really wanted to succeed.
Yep.
You know, which is a whole other different story while we're talking about Malverne.
Yeah, it's busy. The place has got energy.
Yeah, you look at the list of the Chamber of Commerce. They published a list of businesses, and there's like 100 businesses on this list. It's like a who's who, and these businesses are doing well.
Well, I don't know that they're all doing well. Retail is a struggle no matter what business you're in, and Malverne's no different. And you know, when we've spoke with those folks, they're under a lot of pressure. Stores.
No, I know, but there's a ton of them, and you go and there's like a downtown.
Right.
You go to West Hempstead, there's crickets. You don't hear anything. It's just businesses closing. I see now the engraving store on Hempstead Avenue. I see the sign all pulled away. I don't know if they're 100%, you know, out of that space, or whatever it is. But it's like a tale of two cities.
Yeah, well, we're in the middle of a changeover, and we've got the new housing coming in. You've got new restaurants that opened up in the last year.
Yeah.
So that's how things go. I mean, retail's tough.
Yeah, and we've talked about how the foot traffic around here is not spectacular.
No.
The other thing, and I really don't know that it makes that much difference, the Malverne train station stops in the middle of that commercial district.
Yeah.
Meaning
That's something. That counts for something.
Yep, you can get off the train, you can go shopping, you can go see whatever you need to see.
Yeah, but they're in the middle of the day. There's hardly any traffic there as well.
I'm sure it's probably the same, yeah.
Yeah. So,
by the way, I just want one shout out to social media, because we found out the bowling alley was still open because somebody commented on our Facebook post. So
yeah,
go
thank
like
you
our
for that.
Facebook page.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And that was sort of at the end of the show where we figured most people are fast asleep with drool coming down, and it's like, no, you're wrong.
Don't talk about Dan like that.
Hey, come on! Everybody's watching till the bitter end, right?
So speaking of Dan,
bitter end.
On Sunday, they had Holocaust Commemoration Day. The two commemorations.
Yep.
They had one
Shari
at
Shalom.
Shari Shalom on Dogwood, and then the other at the Young Israel West Hempstead. I went to the one in Young Israel West Hempstead.
Shari Shalom.
Okay, great. And so this one was well attended. The speaker was very vibrant, and he really commanded the audience. Dan, I forgot who was it that was.
This was Rabbi Yotav Eliach, who is an educator and a Holocaust expert and defender of Israel. Also, you might be familiar with the last name Eliach. His mother was extraordinarily well known for being among the foremost Holocaust scholars. She was at my alma mater, Brooklyn College, many years back, and he really was. He was terrific. It was a great crowd. I mean, not quite every seat was filled, but much of the Young Israel was.
Yeah, I can't say the same for Shari Shalom. They had also a very good speaker, a scholar, and had a movie that was basically produced about survivors. And it was a very good program. The Boy Scouts were there. The place was half empty, though. But they did have a lot of people on Zoom, I believe.
That's
and
good.
they do Zoom all their programs. I don't. Dan, do you do that for the Young Israel as well?
Not all the time. It's complicated to get set up, and
well, they did have Zoom, so I do think they had good attendance if you look at it that way.
Listen, our attendance was good. Would have been great to have younger people, who aren't necessarily exposed, to what happened. Dan does a lot of the AV stuff for the Young Israel West Hempstead. And again, he's having, so we're there to see what's going on. Dan's working. And in the middle of this, the presenter, he's going to play videos, which he should. But if you're going to play a video, you think you would download it first so that it's on your computer, not go to YouTube, of which you don't have connectivity. Now you're trying to get connectivity. The whole congregation is waiting. He's telling everyone to get off of the internet. It's like, of course, people are going on their phones.
Right.
This is going on for at least
4 or 5 minutes.
Dan's going out of his mind, and it's like,
Sorry, I missed that.
I will say the AV setup was really not where it should have been, and a little more warning would have been helpful. I do want to call something else out, which I think is important to think about on this subject. It's gotten, I think, a lot harder to figure out how to continue to keep these programs relevant. The survivors themselves are dying off. There are comparatively few left at this point. And I think it's going to be a little bit of work to find ways of making these programs relevant in a modern context without those survivors.
Well, first of all,
hard.
There are many, many stories to be told about the Holocaust that go beyond the survivors. And there's so much testimony that's on video already from survivors that will tell firsthand what was going on. But you can run a whole program around just the people who stepped up during the Holocaust, not just the survivors, but the neighbors who really put themselves out, the nuns who hid Jews, the boat people in Denmark. I mean, there's so many stories to be told that are really relevant to today.
Yeah, and the speaker at Young Israel actually called something out that I think was really important, which is about the liberators. about the guys, the American Army, the British Army.
That's a story unto itself.
The
And the
Soviet
liberators
Army.
are still alive.
100%, and calling that out a bit more, I think, is really important. But you've given me an idea now, which is to go back to the committee, and maybe it's worth seeing if we could extend invitations out to some of the high schools around, to get people who aren't as familiar with this story to come in and experience this.
Yeah. And, Danny, talking to the committee, have them propose doing a documentary about my mom.
There you go. It's now on my list.
Cold Solid just came out. Now, it's not available for publication, but, for distribution yet. But it tells a very compelling story. My mom was a Holocaust survivor. My father was an American soldier and part of liberation. So there you go. I mean, and I live in West Hempstead. So
does your sister want to come take a visit next year?
She would love to speak. Yeah, 100%. So we'll talk after the podcast.
There we go.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wenger, owner and operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
All right, Norm, last Friday it was actually a beautiful, cool, crisp day. The sun was out. It was a deep blue sky. Everything was blooming, of course, for allergy sufferers, we know how bad that goes. But I was saying to myself, how do I capture all this beauty? And I figured, let me go to Hall's Pond and go take a couple of pictures, post it up on social media, see what the reaction is. So I went over to Hall's Pond. It took about, 7 or 8 pictures. Everything was amazing.
It's in bloom now, everything.
And I got, great results.
Uh-huh.
And it's up on Facebook. If you have a chance, come take a look and see what's happening with Hall's Pond.
There are blocks you go down in West Hempstead where it's just your mouth drops. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's pink, there's white, there's green. Blooming of trees and flowers coming up. It's great.
Yeah, and here's the problem. When you're at Hall's Pond and you look really closely, all you see is bird crap and all sorts of horrible stuff in the garbage.
So don't look closely.
And you know what? The chamber and everyone does their best to keep it clean. I don't think Nassau County's doing a good job of policing the area.
They never have. Never, ever have.
It's a crap show. I mean, it's like you
Literally.
got to walk through the minefield, and
You have to scream.
It looks beautiful on pictures. You look at it, go, oh my God, look at this color, the reflection in the lake. But then you look up close, and it's like, oh, this is disgusting.
Well, you must be using an Apple. They have a bird crap filter right there.
But by the way, if you remember, when the silt was so bad last year that you could walk across the pond, I wonder, there was some sort of trap that's in between where it comes off the LIE.
Correct.
I
That's in
wonder
the
if
back.
they've actually gone ahead and cleaned that
I'm
out
sure not.
anytime since.
Almost guaranteed not. They never do.
Not in our lifetime.
No. They come when you scream loud enough.
Yeah,
but
they
it
did
seems
last year. If you remember, they had the diggers in there and pulling all the dirt out, and then they cleaned that box out, and I bet they haven't touched it since.
No, I was there when they had it was like almost
machine.
like a paddle boat, and it was like it would go and it would do garbage, and it's cleaning it out, and people are on the side and they're cheering. And then the thing just breaks down.
You didn't invite me to the pond
Next
cleaning?
thing you know,
I
the
can't
EPA
believe it.
is there, and it's
Oh my God,
That's
the
a big
turtles.
event in town.
By the way, I like how we started that off with, isn't it beautiful and picturesque and lovely?
I know, it all
and we
downhill from
immediately
there.
go right down the tubes.
It is what it is. I mean, listen, it's a beautiful park, but
It is.
But it could be that much, prettier. Now they are rebuilding the rink, and that's going to be amazing. They've cleared out.
They took it down
ton
to
of
zero.
area.
Yeah, it's
so really exciting to see what happens there, and so they're always improving. Could they make it a little bit cleaner? Yeah. Could they dredge? Yeah. But you know what? It's Hall's Pond. It is what it is. It's,
and
it's runoff from the LIE, as you
Right.
point out. It's
Yeah, but if I remember, our good friend Joe Verone goes down there sometime late May, early June, I think, and they do plan a cleanup over there and get.
Yeah, but they
neighbors
don't
to
clean
come
up the
down.
pond. They
Yeah, well.
clean up around the pond.
Yeah, there's just again, the chamber's all over it. There's just so much you can do. People volunteer and they and as soon as they finish, you get motorists who are, flying down, going up Nassau Boulevard,
Throwing
Hempstead
cigarette
Avenue.
butts out the
just
window.
throwing garbage out the window and, have no regard for the community. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're doing a lot of work in the pools.
yeah, you go further up Nassau Boulevard as you're throwing garbage out the window, and you come up to the pool. Now,
It's amazing how much work they did on the outdoor pool.
and how much work they need to do to finish it up. Everything is exposed. It seems like
They won't open in time, I don't
it
think.
seems like it's stalled. It's some
Maybe July 4th they'll make, but I don't think they'll be open in May or June. Doesn't look like
Well,
it.
I think it opens right after Father's Day, sometime like in
I don't think they'll make
in
that.
mid-June. They start filling up a week or two before that, but no, it does. But you never know. I mean, it could be that maybe they do things real quickly and they jump in. But there's a lot of work around the pool that
That should be
needs to
great.
get finished up.
We
And-
need to make it. We have to get to the Parks Commissioner because this is several years we've been asking about what's going on over there and nobody ever has answers. We should just try and track them down and drag them in here.
Yeah. And, there was a thread about shoe repairs on one of the Facebook sites.
Yeah.
And someone was talking about getting their shoes repaired at Joe's Shoe Repair, which is right next to Bagel and Apps. It's always a name you
Rolls off the tongue there, yeah.
forget real easily. And she was, going on and on about how good of an experience it was. And she had gone to some other places, it wasn't such a great experience.
Alex, the barber, does shoes. There's another one on Hempstead Turnpike.
Yeah, and which also got me thinking, like, who gets their shoes done anymore? It's like
I do.
I don't. First of all, I hate wearing shoes. I like wearing sneakers, and I'm like an old fart. And I if I can, I'm going to wear black sneakers to a formal event, because I don't want to wear shoes.
I'm on Team Black Sneakers too. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's like who repairs the soles and what child or what person under 30 years old would even know what a shoe cobbler is? They wouldn't even they wouldn't even understand it.
Yeah. Oh, things have changed.
So yeah, and also you know what? For the money, maybe it was like a year or two ago, I had brought my wife's shoes in to get repaired. At Alex, and he did a good job, and he cut my hair. So what more can you want?
2-for-1 deal.
So
Let's do it at the library, Dave.
yeah, Joe Verone had sent me some pictures, and I didn't put it up on the site, and I really should.
Sorry,
it was
Joe.
it was for a concert 4 ways from Sunday.
It was packed, right?
Yeah, it was standing room only. They were
Great.
bringing more chairs in. The video looked looked great.
Yeah,
and
good.
it's fun that the library puts on these events and
Yeah, it's terrific.
So
And since we're on the library, I should just call out just a reminder that the when the budget vote hits, which I have seen signs going up about, which is May 19th, that the library budget will be up. And if you remember, we interviewed my friend and colleague from the Young Israel, Owen Ramelt, who is running again this year for library trustee. So I think there's one contested seat at the library and none at the school. So something to look forward to. Trust us, we'll get back into the school business soon.
Oh, so that's interesting. So no contested seats, none of the usual,
We'll need to verify that, but I believe that's the case.
Okay. No, listen, it sounds good. And again, as we talked about last week, there's nothing, extremely out of the ordinary with the budget. And, we'll have that discussion and, see where we are. May 19th is the voting and all that good stuff. And
Got God, what's murals? Murals are being drawn in town.
So a huge mural went up on Nassau Boulevard for Dario's Pizza. There's a auto repair shop, and right there's a brick wall. And this huge mural went up, and it looks great.
What's the theme? What's it about?
It's about pizza.
Oh, all about pizza.
Go figure.
Oh, so
it's
an
a
ad.
Roman Colosseum. There's a Coca-Cola thing, and there's pizza, and put it all together, and you got unbelievable pizza. According to most people, Dario's Pizza is like off the charts. So
Really? Great.
Who knows?
That's great.
See if we can get him to go kosher, maybe.
Yeah. And, we're very, very fortunate to have an unbelievable kosher bakery in our midst, Riesterer's Bakery. And they're under the Vada Queens. And, they really make, unbelievable stuff, especially if you have like a birthday, an anniversary, something to celebrate. They just make, unbelievable, memorable
these guys
cakes.
are baking for like 95 years or something like that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like third generation.
Yeah, and Dan, what do they got?
What we got this week is Administrative Professionals Week. They have 6 buns or donuts for just $9.25. Jelly donuts, classic cake donuts, crumb buns, cinnamon buns, and so much more. If you have a favorite administrative assistant or administrative professional in your life, why don't you stop by and pick something up for them?
Or go online and order it and have it delivered. What a nice surprise to come to work and find it.
Yeah. All good, and get your dog biscuits,
Dog biscuits.
at ourbakery.com. So I think you have it for this week in West Hempstead. Hopefully we'll break the 60 mark, sometime soon.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And again, anyone who's out there, questions, comments, if we screw up, which, we don't know the answers to everything, and that's why we have a podcast. To kind of
screw up? Impossible.
No, never. I mean, anyway.
Have a great week, everybody.
Enjoy and stay warm or cool. Who the hell knows what? Just be well.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Riesterer Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.